The example is that this body, we think that this is permanent in spite of seeing people leaving this world daily. लेकिन हम सोचते हैं ये दूसरे के लिए हमारे लिए नहीं है. That is one case of anitya shuchi. Anitya ko nitya manna. And the soul which is there, we don't care about that. And we make as if this is not important in life. And then ashuchi ko shuchi manna. That which is impure, we take that to be pure. Like ये शरीर कितना धोएंगे, कितना नहलाएंगे, कितना धुलाएंगे इसको, इसे तो पसीने छूटेगा, मलमूत्र छूटेगा सब. So we think this body is pure, but every time emitting carbon dioxide, this impurity with all the toxins that are there coming out of our lungs, then urine and feces, etc. This shows us that this body is never 100% pure. Even the most sattvic level of state of yogis. खाना पीना तो जरूरी होता है, स्नान करना तो जरूरी होता है. But then the body will also, that is the normal process. But the soul which is pure, this is totally ignore that. And we ignore the direction that the soul is giving to the mind, to the intellect. Remember, I was talking about Atmanam Rathinam Veddi. So we ignore that we are in command of this body. And we say, Dil hai ke manta nahi. So this is what I was reviewing what I covered, and then I found that was important to take back. So I prefer to go back to this. We'll go now into the subject of today, starting from chapter 6. Atma Sanyam Yoga. So when it says Atma Sanyam Yoga, it's not Atma, it's Atma self, self-control. So whenever we are engaged in karma, do we always maintain that self-control, or we just get drowned in the flow? Because we are faced with contradictory situations, garmi sardi, heat and cold, sukh dukh, happiness and sorrow, contraindications like that, and then bhuk, pyas, hunger, thirst, etc. So these are the things that we have to face at all times. And the first shlok says, Anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karoti yah sa sannyasi cha yogi chana nirnana chakriya. So it says, sannyasi is a karma yogi. जो कर्म संन्यास कहते हैं ना, the one who goes on karma sannyas, it's not absolved from doing any karma. The least that he has to do is to feed himself, to sleep, to wash his body, keep hygiene. So this is also karma. So how does he survive if his sannyas karma, renunciation of all karma, doing nothing, is a parasite to society? And this is opposite karma. अक्रिया यानी ठल्ला नहीं बैठना है. Doing nothing and just waiting for everything to come to him. Then the next shlok says, Karma Yoga is about doing your duties and your responsibilities. कर्तव्य रूप हम आगे बढ़ाएं. And with that state of mind, it's not karma tyag, we are not renunciating karma, but what happens there is with doing our karma, our duties in full knowledge, putting 100% physical and mental efforts. As the Vedas say, पुरुषार्थ के बिना प्रार्थना कभी सफल नहीं होता है. So without putting 100% physical and mental efforts, you go to pray, it serves nothing. This is the same thing here. So the karma yogi is well aware of what he is doing, and this is what the modern terminology goes on: total 100% mindfulness. It's only a question of terminology there. The knowledge is the same. And at the end of it, we are not chasing the carrot. The question was there at the beginning, why Duryodhan followed Shakuni? So that's not his karma, but he was given a carrot and he was chasing that. And he was wrong. So if he was a karma yogi, he wouldn't have looked at the carrot. He would have looked at the full knowledge of the situation. And though Duryodhan was more knowledgeable than Arjuna when they were learning with Dronacharya, and he was a mightier warrior than Arjuna and Bhim, but the veil of ignorance or false knowledge overriding his mind, his intellect, and that was the end. So anitya shruti anatmasu. What is right and what is wrong, he couldn't discern. What is pure and what is impure, he couldn't discern. Then, what is needed for Atma Sanyam? It has come so many times. Indriya Nigraha is the Sanskrit word and is taken in various forms. Like in the fourth sutra, it says, Yadahi nendriyartheshu na karma swanusha Sarva sankalpa sannyasi yogarudha dochyate. So it says total control over all the senses and the organs of actions. शब्द में क्या सुन रहे हैं, त्वचा से हम क्या स्पर्श कर रहे हैं, कान से हम क्या सुन रहे हैं, त्वचा से हम क्या स्पर्श कर रहे हैं, आंख से क्या रूप देख रहे हैं, मुख से हम क्या रस ले रहे हैं, और नाक से नासिका से हम क्या गंध ले रहे हैं. So total control. And yoga philosophy of Patanjali says the tongue, the organ of taste, if not in control, all the other organs just follow suit. And remember, in the present day world, all the white collar crimes are planned around lunch and dinners. So this goes in line with what Maharshi Patanjali warned us there. And this is what Shri Krishna also is telling Arjuna. जब व्यक्ति इंद्रिय के विषयों में व कर्मों में आसक्त नहीं होता है, तब फल आशा या कामना संकल्पों का त्याग करके बाला होता है. योगारूढ़ कहते हैं उसको. So the yogi has total control over the senses. And I was talking about the 81 banana peels on the first day. You know how you come to 81? Manasa vacha karmana. Man se, vani se, or sharir se. What we are expressing our thoughts, what we are expressing as words, and what are we expressing physically. This is free level. Then krit, karit, anumodit, which I just retouched. What I do, what I cause others to do, and where I give my consent. So free by free makes 9. Then within each of the permutations and combinations, I go back to mathematics. We have 3 different levels: mild, medium, and high. For doing karma, I can be mild, I can be moderate, or I can go to the extreme. And within that mild also, there are 3 different levels: mild, moderate, and extreme mild. Within that medium, also moderate level, I have mild, moderate, and extreme. And within that last one, extreme, I have mild extreme, moderate extreme, and extreme extreme. So that makes 9 again. 9 multiplied by 9, it makes 81. So these are the 81 pitfalls that we should avoid if we want to go on Atma Sanyam. Often we find people say, no, we do it once, that won't harm us. Then the question is, if you take 1 milligram of arsenic for once, where are you? Like I remember I was a teenager. I went somewhere. Someone told me, what you people, how do you enjoy life? You don't take alcohol, you don't take non-vegetarian food. And he said to me that these are things that the body requires. I said, look, your body needs iron. Why don't you take 1 nail daily and eat that? Your body needs arsenic, which it gets in very micro level from various food. So instead of having so many food, why don't you go and take 1 drop and dilute it in 1 liter of water and then drink a cup every day? I said, then I'm going to die. I said, look, what you're looking for and supporting your arguments that your body needs that and you need to consume that, I'm giving you the easiest way how to go to it without any hassle. And there won't be any after effect. You won't get drunk. You won't be losing your senses, etc. So it's the same thing here. If we say, let's do it once, it won't harm, no. We'll go into that cycle where we don't know how to go out of it. It's just a spin. So, Indriya Nigraha, or control of the senses, this is the point where we are going to delve into Atma Sanyam. And one essential component of that, we should understand that from the Ishopanishad, and basically the Ishopanishad is the foundations of the Gita. The Ishopanishad has 18 mantras and the Gita has 18 chapters. And it's more or less in the gross level, we can find that each chapter deals with 1 point of it. So Ishopanishad has a word, Atmahana Jano. When we think of Atmahanan, we think of suicide. Yes or no? But then, who is the real one who is doing Atmahanan? जो अपने आत्मा की आवाज नहीं सुनता है. He or she who is going against what the consciousness is leading to. And this is taken Bandhuratmana manastasya yainaimevatmana jita anatmanastu shatru tve vaterataiva shatruvat. So, anatmanastu shatruvai. I don't need to look outside for identifying my enemies. If I can't listen to the divine guidance within me, the inner voice, the guidance, whether my consciousness is pushing me and I'm just letting my mind going on free will, then I am my own enemy. That's why tapa in niyama, self-discipline, is a very important content in योग. द्वंद्वों को सहना, मान अपमान आदि, भूख प्यास गर्मी सर्दी, but the key there, man apman, and this is going to bring us on the right path of karma. Sambuddhi, buddhi samadhau uchyate, having the balanced level in mind. So tapa, training ourselves to be resilient to adversities, that is very important to bring us. And this is where will not be the fool by letting the steam out of us. I think that was from Tagore, saying that man is a fool when the moment his mind is not cool. So just change one word, cool and fool, one alphabet. And this is the most important siddhi that we can realize through tapa. Atma Sanyam, and that will lead us to the path of yoga. Because then we'll avoid all the pitfalls. We won't fall prey to temptations in life. And it tallies with the last sutras of Patanjali Yoga Darshan on Siddhi, in the Siddhi Pad. And this goes like this. I'll just go through a few of them. Third Pad. Sattva Purushayontaraaya Sankirna Pratya Vishayo Bhoga Pararthavan Swartha Sanyama Purusha Dhyanam. बुद्धि तथा जीवात्मा का बिल्कुल अलग अलग का भेद जान के फिर will be careful in that. So that comes to the level of Sattva Purushayo, which we'll see in the Vibhuti Yoga chapter and the following subsequent chapter, Vishwasarup chapter. That is, I think, chapter 10 and 11. The other sutra of Maharishi Patanjali, which at the end of the Siddhi Pad, Vibhuti Pad also comes Sattva Purushayo Shuddhi Samye Kaivalyameti. So it's going now towards Kaivalya, to the last part. बुद्धि और आत्मा की सामान्य स्थस्त में शुद्धि होने पर जीवात्मा का मोक्ष हो जाना है. So if we want to realize the last objectives, purification of the mind, and that will, with self-control, that will lead also to keeping the body pure. So we should look at this. The Siddhi Pad of Maharishi Patanjali, the Vibhuti Pad of Maharishi Patanjali gives so many Siddhis. But then Maharishi Patanjali himself says, if we are going to chase the various Siddhis like Laghima, Ityadi, making the body heavy, making the body light, trying to walk on water and these things, if we are going to put our time in those practices, The final aim of this human life, दुखों से छोड़ करके सुख की प्राप्ति करना, ये छूट जाएगा, रह जाएगा. Because our time has gone in the siddhi. The real siddhi is to go at the purest level of the mind. So the soul is always engaging in the mind in the purest form and the purest form of actions that are done with this body. So we are going to elevate ourselves spiritually. And when we are talking about spirituality, I had one post yesterday on the various WhatsApp group which I share. I'll just read that to you. Walking the spiritual path, and this goes in line also which Shri Krishna Ji tells us. The spiritual path is my path. No one can walk that for me. Priests are hired to perform puja and rituals. However, without physical, mental efforts, prayers deliver no or little results. Spirituality is my path, only mine to walk. Others can only keep me company. Harmony in my thoughts, speech, and deeds. Purity of mind, body, and spirit are my making, only my task. Others can only guide me. No one else can work it for me. Spirituality is spiritual reality in daily life. I think that was a bit trying to summarize what I'm trying to convey to you in these sessions. Then it goes again. It says, Yogi yunjita satat matmanam rahasi sthitah ekaki yat chittatma nirashira parigraha. So the yogi who is used to practicing the moments of silence alone, he's going to reach the destination of self-control, Atma Sanyam, faster. And he's going to override whatever mean the tendencies through the Rajasic and Tamasic component of this physical body and the food that we take. Remember, I said nothing is 100% Sattvic, nothing is 100% Rajasic or Tamasic. It's a combination. So the more we are going to Sattvic, the less of Rajasic and Tamasic effect will have on us. But then we'll be able to control the senses. काम वासना में कम पड़ेंगे